What's up, everybody? So today I'm going to show you how easy it is to lower the front end of your Escalade, Suburban, Denali, any of these bad boys, Tahoe. So you'll notice as it sits here, it looks like the front is just a hair taller than the back. But since I want the front end to be a little bit lower than the back, it's kind of hard to tell in the pictures in the video, but the front does sit just a hair higher than the back. So it literally takes like 5 minutes. So I have the jack in place. Just get it under a solid jacking point somewhere under the vehicle. We're gonna go right there. Simple stuff. All this is doing is taking pressure off of the torsion bars. All the way off the ground, but this side's way higher because I'm on the side, but that should work. Yeah. That should do it. Then you get your wrench and an 18mm socket. Come underneath here, find the torsion bars. This ends about the middle of the vehicle. That torsion bar goes all the way up to the front. So what we're looking for is this bolt right here, 18mm. Now pay attention to how many threads you can count in here on the bottom. So I'm seeing about 4 threads. Okay. So then what you're gonna do is get your tool ready, set up. I'm gonna put the phone down for a moment. I don't know if you guys will be able to even see this. And I'm gonna go loose, and you want to kind of count the turns. Quarter turn, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30. Let's go a couple more. 1, 32, 33, 34, 35. Okay, so all I did was back that bolt out, and now we have about, I don't know, 10 or 12 threads just looking at it. So I did 35 quarter turns. So I'm gonna do the same on the other side and back that bolt out the same, and we'll kind of see where we're at. So I'll be right back. And it is done. So that first adjustment was all I needed. We got about 2 inches out of the front end. As you can see, the front end now sits lower than the back, and it just has a good overall stance to it. Now there's still plenty of adjustment to go on there. If you guys want your front end to be like slammed, it will do it. You just have to back those bolts all the way out. But I think this kind of fits what I'm going for at this point. You can see that the front is definitely lower than the back now. And that was so easy to do. It took less than 5 minutes to do that. So I did want to note too that if you guys are wanting to lift your vehicle, you can also lift it. You just have to, instead of loosening those bolts, you have to tighten them, and those bolts would go straight up all the way in. I don't think there's as much adjustment to go up, but it will lift the front end higher than the back, and it will be noticeable. So just play around with it. It's so easy to do. Just make sure you jack the vehicle up to release the tension off of those torsion bars before you make the adjustment. But I think that looks really good now. I mean, I know it's only just a couple inch of adjustment, but it's definitely noticeable. And with those 22s, baby, it just looks a lot better to me. So that's the way I would like my Escalade to be rolling down the road. So I have done this to numerous Suburbans in the past, numerous Denalis, Tahoes. Every time I've made the adjustment as far as lowering it goes, I haven't needed to get in alignment. It hasn't done any premature wear on the tires. The steering wheel still goes straight. So if you guys are anal about your tires, maybe go have your alignment checked, because the general rule of thumb is anytime you adjust your suspension, you need to have your alignment rechecked or readjusted. But as I mentioned, I haven't noticed any problems from doing that. So yeah, that's it, guys. If you have any questions, as far as the back goes, I believe you have to get, let me take a look at the back. I've never lowered the back. So these have the air ride suspension. Oh, so it's lowering springs. So if you're to lower the back, you would need to get, to do it right, you would get upgraded shocks that are made for lowering, and then you get the lowering springs for the back. But I'm not interested in doing the back. I just wanted this little bit of a slanted look. So, okay guys, hope you have a great day, and thanks for watching. All right, so just to kind of touch up on the video, there's a few points I missed. I know it looked like when I started at the beginning of the video, the jack was already underneath the vehicle, but it was just kind of placed up to the bottom. That wasn't lifting the vehicle at all. So there's that. And then I didn't show me do the driver's side of the vehicle. It was just the same as the passenger side. So what you do is, after you do those adjustments on both sides, jack it down, go drive it around, let the suspension kind of settle in, because at first it's not going to look right until you go drive it for a second. This suspension needs to settle. Also, another thing I forgot to mention is you are lowering the front end of your vehicle, so it will likely kind of put some extra, it will possibly or likely wear out your struts sooner than they would if it was normal height, because the vehicle is now adjusted lower than the shocks were made for. It's not like they're gonna blow right out. I mean, the lower you slam it, the faster your shocks will go out, and when they go out, it just gets a little bouncy up front. And if that happens, then you can get some cheap replacement struts. They're really cheap, and you can get lowered struts that are made for lowering, that are adjusted for your lowered ride height. So struts are easy to replace, from what I recall. They're cheap. So just a couple things I wanted you to know, that, like I said, you are adjusting the height of the vehicle, and unless you adjust those struts, they will likely wear out sooner. But I remember, I think I got like 30 or 40,000 miles from the vehicle being lowered before I noticed that the struts were starting to get a little, when you'd hit bumps, you could feel that the tires were kind of bouncing, so the struts were blown at that point. And it still rode just fine, to be honest with you, so I just left it. But so this isn't like the professional top-notch way to do it. This is just a quick adjustment, and that's really all this video is for. So that's for you to know and make your own judgment calls. I'm not reliable for your shocks going out any earlier than they would have. So thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day.